Friends, in my earlier communication with you in couple of the uh, broadcast which I had put on the internet, I had told you that I will be talking about some not very commonly known factors as far as the forging, manufacturing, and auto component machining is concerned. Today, I will be touching the various aspects of the machining and the relevance of metallurgy on the machining aspects and the output of machines, and perhaps some very little known facts about the machinability aspects and the importance of metallurgical properties such as Jomini hardenability, chemical composition, grain size, uh, the actual constituent content as far as the aluminum and sulfur is concerned, and that is how I intend to just have a recap with you of all those things which have been gathered over a period of around 35 to 40 years of long journey in the forging manufacturing companies. Now, friends, very few people know, or I hope that majority of the people, as far as the machining and the metallurgical fields are concerned, they definitely are aware of this, is that hardness has a direct relevance as far as the machining ability of the particular forging is concerned, and the tool consumption as far as the use of tools in the machining process. One of the aspects is the hardness level. Now, what happens is that if the hardness is on the lower side, then there is a phenomenon which we all know is clogging of machine tools on the component, with the result that the insert consumption goes up. Well, no doubt at the same time, some dimensions are also likely to go off as far as the specification is concerned. Even the higher hardness also has its own effect as far as the machining is concerned, as the higher hardness may be because of the barometric content as far as the isothermal annealed or normalized microstructures are concerned. And it works this way that, in fact, there is a non-uniform resistance to the tool which you are using for your machining, with the result that wherever the bayonet patch is there, there is bound to be a resistance to the tool as far as the machining process is concerned. Now, this phenomena is normally seen, particularly if the barometric content is more than what it is specified for, or perhaps internationally approved content as far as the level of that is concerned. By and large, in my opinion, the bayonet, if it is uniformly distributed over the entire cross section to the value of around 5 to 10% of the total matrix, then it should not cause any problem as far as the machining is concerned. In fact, it does help as far as the machining is concerned. That is what has been studied and observed in my previous experience. Then another factor which affects the machining process is the microstructure of the heat treated components. The micro has to be a uniform structure of whatever the phase. I mean, in case of normalizing, it is perlite ferrite with some baryte. In case of isothermal annealing, it is something which is with uniform grains of perlite ferrite. As far as the quenching is concerned, it is the question of tempered martensite and all that. But all these microstructures have its own relevance as far as the machining aspect is concerned. The uniformity of micro is one such parameter which needs to be looked into in quite a depth, because what happens is, if the micro is not uniform, the same phenomena which I have been talking about, machining or normalized or isothermal anneal forging, plays a vital part here. In that particular case, what happens is there is a non-uniform sort of resistance while machining, which has been put depending on the constituents and the location of that particular phase in the micro. In the case of isothermal annealing and normalizing processes, if the hardness is high and the oscillation temperature has to be increased, and vice versa if the hardness is low. Now, this is something which is always a baffling point as far as the new metallurgists are concerned, as to what should be done when the hardness is on the higher side and what should be done when the hardness is on the lower side. What is normally required is that when the hardness is on the lower side, you increase your oscillation temperature by about 10 to 20 degrees centigrade, thereby making it more coarser for machinability also. And coarser micro always gives good machinability as far as the manufacturing process is concerned. If the hardness has been observed to be on higher side than the specified range, then you need to just do the reverse. Like reduce the temperature, you reduce the oscillation temperature by about 10 degrees to 15 degrees centigrade, which will give you the desired results. This is something which is normally not very much known. Then there is one more point of microstructure, coarse grained, yes, which I have touched upon some couple of minutes back. Then in case of plain carbon steel like C45 and all that, normally people say that C45 should have the carbon and manganese content, and not much of the relevance is given as far as the chrome content is concerned. What I have been observing is that if you add a little amount of chrome, it definitely affects as far as your machining aspect is concerned, and the stability of dimensions in auto component machining. Now, well, it will not be out of place to say that developed C45 grade with a chromium content of about 0.15 to 0.25% way back in 87-88 for Mahindra Tractors division, and recently I have been told by one of my colleagues that the steel is being manufactured with that particular grade, and the grade is specified as AKD grade. AKD stands for AK Deshpande, which I am very proud to say that I am sharing with you. Well, in my next broadcast, I will be again touching upon some very important points, and I hope that this will be quite a guide sort of a thing for the budding engineers and the supervisors who are working in the forging, manufacturing or auto component machining industries in and around Pimpri-Chinchwad, Bhosri and overall India as such. Okay, right then. Let's meet next time. Okay, bye. See you.